Before starting, I would like to thank our Madam Principal for permitting me to do this program. I thank our Head of the Department, Madam Mrs. P. Selvi, for motivating me. Once again, I thank you, Madam, for permitting me, allowing me, and most importantly, having faith in me. Once again, I thank you, Madam. Thank you.
All our dreams come true if we have the courage to pursue them. This is Mrs. N. Nagapushpam, Assistant Professor of English, Arulmigu Palaniyandar Arts College for Women, Palani, Dindigul District, Tamil Nadu. Once again, I welcome you all to this second day of a short-term course on English NETSET examinations focused on literary theory. Most of you have watched the movie Three Idiots and can easily recall this dialogue where the head of the institute was trying to teach a life lesson to students. Indeed, it's true and we should learn from it. Nowadays, competition is getting tougher day by day and the doorway into the best of the academic institutes is not just straightforward. It requires a lot of hard work, dedication and most importantly, consistent efforts. To prepare yourself for the challenging path, you are required to take initial steps on a very early age. Students, irrespective of their career interest, should appear themselves in national and international level competitive examinations. Life has today become so complex that examinations have come to play an important part in one's educational career. Examinations have good and bad sides, but it is how a person deals with them. Examinations can be constructive and destructive. It all depends on the personality and the character of a person. Now, I hand over the session to the resource person, Mr. Vineet Pandey, India's leading teacher expert guide and YouTuber, CEO of Sakitya Classes, Delhi. I welcome the resource person for the second day of a short-term course on English NETSET examinations focused on literary theory. Thank you.
As I told you, I was using the example of pen and I told you that pen is a sign and can be used in various signifiers and the meaning will be totally different. So as I told you that when you are actually in the battlefield, it's just a pen, it's not going to help you. But if the whole scene gets changed, not a battlefield, we take pen as sign, the things related to it, it's the battlefield, that's the whole signifier, context, approaches, mindset, actual condition, realistic approaches. And then the signified is that pen cannot be used in the war. But if the signifier gets changed and we believe that it is a pen and the pen's relation to the signifier, which is arbitrary, is a democratic country where there are scholars, intellectuals, people those who understand and they respect education. In a democratic country where the signifier is democracy, pen becomes meaningful thing. The signified is that pen is actually mightier than sword. So I give you this example, I can give you another example of sign and signifier. You simply have to remember this. For example, house, home, generally there are famous writers, they say that house where we gather grace. In the words of Kamala Das, she talks about her grandmother's house. She says, I received love, a house where once I received love. What is the meaning of a house or a home for a student whose context is, signifier is, that a student is far away from her hostel, from a house, from his house, they are living in hostel, they are working hard in another state, far from their native places, missing their parents. Their relation with house and the signified is that emotional attachment. It's something wow, big. Well, the youngsters generally they feel that parents are of old generation and they lay a lot of barriers on our life and they don't allow us to do this and that. For these guys, house, and then the condition is that they don't get freedom. The meaning is that they don't like the house. In fact, I remember a Bollywood song. There was a song, they said, Dhat tere ki main ghar nahi jana. So there are people, those who are dying to go back. There are people they don't want to go back. So one thing in various things is various meanings. For example, suppose you are attempting NET exam and luckily you find me sitting in front of you or behind you and you know my nature. sometimes I can give you ideas in exam. Sign is me. Signifier is you're going to appear an exam, to face an exam. You meet me outside and you know that this man is able to guide me, can give certain questions. Signified is that you will take me seriously. Now, again me, you're going to play football. Signified is, it's okay, I'm nobody in the field of football. So my value is in my signifiers. And my signified will be different. So signifier is everything that has a sign to me. Well, French formalism, Russian formalism, semiotics, the alienation, everything got merged and a new story got started called structuralism. Structuralism simply says that there is no structure of one meaning alone. In fact, every structure is a kind of component that makes a meaning. For example, this page has no meaning at all. But this page has a meaning because there are 1 sentence, 2 sentence, 3 sentence, 5 sentence words arranged in an order, and collectively these things they give us message. How it is? How many of you have read Bhagavad Gita or Quran Sharif or Holy Bible or Guru Granth Sahib? Many of you, I'm sure. Is it possible you read only one line, the first line? Or I give you first line, I give you one line from in between, I give you the last line, and will you be able to understand holy religions? No. Then why can't you get the meaning using one line? Because you need various other lines and then collectively involved to develop the meaning, which is the structure. That's called structuralism. For example, my students actually in class, they tell me, sir, that your examples are rare examples. Wow. Well, this cup is actually empty. I'm taking it symbolically. This cup is used for tea, right? What is tea? We have green tea, black tea, Assamese tea, Darjeeling tea. What is tea? No idea. What if there is no water, no milk, no added sugar, no flavor, and what do we else require? Tea leaves. Do we have any tea? Do you find the prepared tea in a free condition given by nature itself? No. Then when you say this is tea, that tea is actually the result of various components arranged in an order, and that becomes your tea. Sometimes people say no, sugarless. Then the component is like we don't want sugar. Somebody says add certain flavors. Okay, spices, spicy tea. Somebody says no, too hot, too this and that. But in every condition, tea is a structure. It has no meaning. It does not even exist. It is just the result of tea leaves, milk, water, sugar, everything which is arranged in an order. Once arranged together, it becomes tea. Tea has no meaning. So when you read a text, the meaning is a construct which is the result of all these words, lines, references, metaphors mixed together into the meaning. I hope you got structuralism. Well, when you study structuralism, go to Roland Barthes, Claude Lévi-Strauss and other writers, but primarily remember this thing, that they talk about the meaning. I. Richards studied and he said there are meanings of meanings. He himself gave 6 meanings of imagination. Where there is a writer Lucas, he has given 11,296 meanings of romanticism. Now remember this thing. Binary position can help you to understand the meaning. They simply say that what if you don't understand what is day? For example, we write a story, one day I'll see you. So one day is like 24 hours. Okay. And one day I'll see you means at 7 o'clock, 10 p.m. At what time? So if the reader doesn't understand that at what time of the day, he has to follow binary opposition of structuralism, that day is something which is not night. So if somebody says that I can see you in the day, I'll see you in the day, it means maybe in a day but not in the night. That's binary position. Then there are sign versus symbol, myth versus mythemes, all are helping us to get the meaning. Now we'll enter in post-structuralism. Post-structuralism, first thing, is a hypothesis. The theory does not exist. It's studied by Deleuze, Judith Butler, Foucault, others, a lot of people. They talk about meta-language or language of language. Well, in my words, post-structuralism simply, when the structuralist critics started understanding meanings, relating it to context, they came to the conclusion that whenever we are trying to develop a meaning, the first and the basic rule is that we have to relate the meaning to time. And time is not stable. Time is going. So we cannot fix our meaning on time. That simply says there are no definite meanings. So the message is that meaning cannot be retained. There are no meanings. This was the reason that deconstruction appeared, and Jacques Derrida came with his idea. He studied in grammatology and he said that to get the meaning we should not go out of the text. Everything is in the text. He said when you are reading a text here, you are trying to get the meaning from the out of society, social circles, understandings, mindset. He said let's switch back to the text because the meaning is in the text only. Though he says that sometimes when you read a text you are not able to grasp the meaning. The very condition when you are confused about the meaning is the actual meaning. That is called aporia. A-P-O-R-I-A. It has been asked in net exams. Aporia is when the moment of undecidability appears. When not able to decide. How? When you want to join classes for NET, you look at me, then look at so-called great professors of NET. You get confused whether I should join this man. He says 6 double JRF. Doesn't appear like that. Whether I should join this man. He claims 1000 qualified NET. I think he has started class things. People they say that he's the member of UGC with no degree at all. Well, so well, that's my personal video, so I know I'm making direct comments. So when you're confused between this and that, man, you are in between this or that. This mind is confused, and the actual meaning at a particular context is confusion. That is your meaning. You go to buy a dress, you take it like this one, that one, you get confused, and the confused state. What if you are confused for 5 minutes? It doesn't mean you are meaningless. So you say, I lived the life for 23 hours, 55 minutes today because for 5 minutes I was just confused. That confusion has a meaning, means meaninglessness, the meaning of meaninglessness. When you read philosophical works, they leave you confused because they talk about everything. That confusion reading the philosophical works is the actual meaning of you. George Eliot got confused reading the ethics and other philosophical books, and she became a kind of secluded person. So there is a meaning in meaninglessness, that is aporia. Then Derrida believes that meaning lies in the text. Sometimes you are not able to see it directly, but through the sources you feel it, you find it. Here he uses the term the metaphysics of absence, the metaphysics of presence. The meaning is always in the text, but in the form of metaphysical. How? I'll give you the example because I know examples make it easy. So you are sitting in your rooms watching my video. I'm here recording this video. Well, I'm sure God is here. I cannot see God. You cannot see God. It's for the believers, those who believe in God. If I say, do we have God in your rooms, in my rooms? Yes, we have it. Can we see Him? No. Can we feel Him? Yes. It's by His will that using technology I'm talking to all of you. So God is present in the room, but in absent form. That is metaphysics of presence. He is absent, but I know He is present, and He is present without His presence. That is metaphysics of presence. Means the meaning is in the text, but it is hidden. But when you read the text, you feel that there should be, this is the meaning, but that is actually hidden. So meaning is present in the text, but without being present. So the same word is called metaphysics of absence, metaphysics of presence. I give you an example. You must have attempted comprehensive part of 10th and 12th classes. Sometimes the teachers give you unseen paragraph and they ask you suitable title. So you read 10 lines and you come with a suitable title. Where do you get suitable title? Where do you get the title? The title is not present in the text. It's not written directly. then what makes you that this is the title? Your understanding. And how do you understand the text? By reading it. And when you read it, you feel that there is something hidden, the hidden meaning, the hidden title. So you got the title which was in the text, but in the absent form, you felt it, you drew it out, you made it the title. That's metaphysical presence. Now the next theory, the next term is trace. What makes you trace that this should be the title? Reading all the lines in comparison of all others. That helps you to understand some meaning. Trace, you trace it, that there is something. Eraser, and the next term. When you read the chapter or the pieces, you put certain lines like this, that, this is important line, that's an important line, that's a repeated line. These are the erasers, they make you understand the text. Then Derrida talks about sublines. If you are not able to understand coffee, try to understand tea or milk first, so that you can at least get close to the meaning. That's also a deconstruction theory's part. Along with these things, they study logocentrism, phonocentricism, the language behavior in a particular society, sometimes also called Lang and Perol. Lang is language competence in the words of Noam Chomsky, that you know grammatical skills, that's language, Lang. Perol is how do you use it, in particular set of society, how do you use it, right? For example, you say, I love India, that's a grammatical statement, it's right statement, I love my India. But Perol is that if you are in Pakistan in front of Hafiz Saeed and you say, I love India, so that means you don't know about language performance. You should understand the society first. Get it? Well, so this is all about deconstruction theory. There are a few more terms, transcendental signifier, then we have metanomical behavior. So there are a few more things. I won't be able to complete these things in theories only. And friends, remember this thing. That is not tough. It's just an exam. Just an exam. Brain game. I saw a video, a lady was saying, you should feel literature, you should feel literature. No doubt you should feel literature, but guys, this is competitive exam, okay? So if you feel Shakespeare for 6 months, there are 100 plus writers who have the same status like Shakespeare. So you can't feel Shakespeare, right? Maybe many of you think like this man is absolutely wrong, we should feel. So guys, you cannot feel. Because this is a competitive exam now. If you start feeling to a nightingale, taking a glass, winking up to the brim with red wine, you'll keep feeling only then. This is competitive exam, and that's the difference between the teachers who are passing time and the teacher who is an expert. I myself have faced a lot. Why do I sit in exams? Because in every exam, I come across certain questions which are unknown to me, which trouble me also. I solve it, I understand it, and I come with answers. So if you feel literature, please get a NET certificate, qualify it, then take a good salary from universities and buy a whole library, feel it. If I'm teaching the biggest crowd of UGC NET through online 362 students, in my classes there are 121 students right now. It means that I just did not qualify NET. I studied for it, I kept on studying, and I'm using my knowledge, my brains, my wits, using the normal examples to make you understand. Remember this thing, the coming NET exam, they are going to focus on world literature, but especially this time they are going to talk about French and Germans. Make sure you study French and German literatures. Don't forget to read the contemporary literary styles, means the music, because Bob Dylan has become more important writer, and this time in Maharashtra set and in Tamil Nadu set, they have used a question Maxine, a writer Maxine, her famous work is Women Warrior. So make sure you read that. Thank you very much, friends. I don't know how to say goodbye in Tamil, but Vanakkam, and in Kannada language, hello, in Malayalam, Halia, and to all my native speakers, bye bye friends, goodbye, take care, Allah Hafiz, Namaste.